Time Professor Jonathan Turley is on the phone with us. Sir, how you doing? Good morning.
Thank you.
Top line, what comes to your mind based on this latest twist here?
Well, the first thing that came to mind is the curious drip, drip, drip of information. None of this would undermine the investigation for the Department of Justice and FBI to simply be clear and complete about what occurred here, what was said to the DOJ, when the DOJ was present. None of that's being revealed except when they have to, in many ways, to sort of counteract a narrative. So that's the first thing. The second question is, it's not surprising that the DOJ went to the residence to collect the material. There are special protocols for the transport of classified material. When I do classified cases, I have to get a courier who has a card that or certification to transport the material. So that's not that surprising. What we really need to know is how long were they at the residence? Did they actually observe the searches? Now, the Wall Street Journal is saying that the FBI was told to basically stand down to allow private counsel to conduct these searches. Now, keep in mind that the searches on the residence came long after the discovery on November 2nd. So during that period, private counsel was left to its own devices to essentially look for documents. One of the problems I have with that is it means that the only account of how the documents were found, how visible they were they in classification folders, all that information will now be largely dependent upon the president's own private counsel to relay.
And so, Jonathan, I think what you're saying is that why can't the DOJ today set up a briefing time at 3 o'clock? Doesn't have to be the Attorney General. Get your Deputy Attorney General there, whoever, and the communications person and say, let us tell you once and for all what we know and when we knew it and walk through that timeline. Because that would not, as you're saying, that would not jeopardize the investigation. It might jeopardize what the White House has said or what they're thinking about their future for the presidential election. It might be uncomfortable for them politically, but what you're saying, you believe that the DOJ today could walk through with a detailed timeline to try to clarify some of these things.
Of course they could. The potential targets of this, and it is a criminal investigation, the potential targets of the investigation already know this information. So you're not protecting information from people who might be targeted. But more importantly, you have these conflicting accounts as to what occurred. This is an important matter for public interest. Now, with the Mar-a-Lago situation, we had a tsunami of leaks, including what many people view as staged photos coming from the FBI. So we have a very sharp difference in what was known. If you recall, after Mar-a-Lago, we got all of these reports in the media about nuclear codes and nuclear information that might have been housed at Mar-a-Lago. And here you've got almost complete radio silence. Now, I'm not saying that the Department of Justice should be engaged in press conferences and feeding information on sensational issues. This is a very basic information. So even if the Department of Justice doesn't itself explain what happened here, they could issue a statement that the FBI is not under any limitation in talking about the timeline or what they were told by the Department of Justice. That would be a very simple way to handle this. And then all of these press conferences with the spokesperson refusing to answer the most basic questions would be shown to be a fallacy.
Right. It would help the White House Press Secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, if the Justice Department were to do some sort of background briefing where they walk through the timeline. So we'll see what happens today. Jonathan Turley,
I would not be surprised, Professor, if today we learned that attorneys for the Department of Justice went to the Penn Biden Center. Right, because you just said that transporting this classified material is super sensitive, and the DOJ.
Yeah, you can't just go in an Uber.
Right, yeah, correct. Went to Wilmington for a reason. So, if that shoe drops, we'll cover it when it does.
This closet has more shoes than Imelda Marcos.
Yes, it does.
They just keep dropping.
Jonathan Turley, thank you, sir. We'll talk again. Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.